guys, my name is Jen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be telling you guys about my March reading updates and what I am hoping to get read in the month of March. So I have already finished one book this month, and that was The Patient by Jasper DeWitt. This is about a new doctor working at a mental asylum. He is freshly graduated, just got hired at the mental asylum, and he just thinks he is all that. He is just the hot new doctor on the scene. At the asylum that he gets hired at, there is a patient that is apparently so terrifying and so violent that this patient does not get any treatment at all. There's one or two nurses and orderlies that will go into his room to give him his medicine and his food, but then they immediately leave and he gets no kind of therapy at all. So our hot new doctor obviously decides that he is the one that is going to be able to treat this patient and cure him, even though every other doctor who has tried has run out terrified, and some of them have even committed suicide after. I really enjoyed that this was told kind of through a series of blog posts. Our doctor is retelling his story a few years after this has all happened, and he just kind of wants to clear his conscience and his mind of all of it. The first 2/3 of this book were fantastic. I love books set in mental asylums. I think they're really creepy, and there is just the realistic aspect of it that just really gets to me a little bit. I had been really enjoying it. It was hitting all the marks for me, and then the ending did fall a little flat. I won't hit on anything too spoilery, but if you want to go into this completely blind, I'll put up a little warning so you know when anything that's kind of spoilery is finished. So I thought that it was kind of weird that even though Joe had been in the hospital for decades, none of the other doctors had thought it would be a good idea to go to his house, to his room, and just look around, see if anything seemed weird, even though that's where his issues started, where his nightmares came from. And he even started getting violent, and nobody thought it was a good idea to go check that out. I don't know. Not a doctor, but that seemed like that would be, you know, one of the first things you would do, but of course no one does it until our main character doctor decides that it's a good idea to do it. The second issue I kind of had with it was I had a hard time believing that our brand new scientist doctor was so easily ready to jump from a curable mental illness or even just a very serious incurable mental illness with a scientific conclusion to demons. I feel like we jumped to that very quickly. There was not a lot of build up to getting to the, okay, this might be a demon or a monster. We just kind of, and they just decided that he just decided that it was going to be a real monster. That just felt a little unbelievable to me, but overall I did enjoy the majority of the book, and I gave that one 3 stars. The next book that I have started reading, but I have already DNF'd it, is the Tommyknockers by Stephen King. I was listening to this as an audiobook, and I'm not gonna lie, I did not get very far into it before I just decided this is not what I was into right now. I probably made it 10% in, and at that point I just decided that I was really tired of hearing about this woman's old dying dog. It was kind of depressing, and I was tired of hearing about her not obsession about the guy that she had had sex with one time, and I was really tired of hearing about her raging period, which it doesn't bother me that they talk about it, but it was just talked about a lot. I'm like, okay, I get it. I don't know, it seemed a little excessive to me. But I was 10% into it, and I feel like the beginning of your book needs to be very gripping and captivating so that I want to keep reading it, and I was 10% in, and I literally didn't care at all. So I DNF'd that one. Maybe one day I will go back to it and read the physical copy and see if that works out any better for me. Let me know what you guys think about that one, but as of right now, I don't plan on going back to that anytime soon. What I am currently reading right now is The Luminous Dead by Caitlin Starling, and I am loving it. This is about a cave diver who fudges her credentials so she can go on this really dangerous, really well-paying cave dive. But she's not very experienced, so she's not actually really sure what she's supposed to be expecting. So when things seem a little weird, she's not sure if it's just because she's inexperienced or if this is actually really sketchy. I have been wanting to read this one for a long time because I am claustrophobic and I like being miserable, so the idea of being in a cave, being in a suit in like a caving suit for a month or two on end is literally terrifying for me. So I'm 15% into this and I'm already really, really enjoying it. I love cave horror or claustrophobic horror, like As Above, So Below and The Descent. And it's really funny because with those two movies, the claustrophobic aspects of it are always more scary to me than, I guess, what's supposed to be the more horror-y aspect, like the monsters or whatever is going on. So I am already really enjoying this. I can't wait to get into it. Like I said, I'm only like 15% into it right now, but I'm really enjoying it. If you guys have any more claustrophobic or cave horror recommendations, books, or movies, let me know because I am totally down for all of those. So I have 3 other books that I kind of want to get to in March, the first of which is Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Ames. I do not know a ton about this, but I do know that it is a fantasy about a group of warriors who have kind of gotten old and they're more or less retired, but something happens and they're kind of getting the band back together and coming out of retirement for whatever this is that happens. The tagline at the top is literally "The boys are back in town," which I think is fantastic and hilarious. So I have a feeling this is going to be a really fun, probably not too serious fantasy read, but I'm really excited. I do have the physical copy. That's how I'll probably be reading most of it, but I did also just download the Libro FM app, and I also got it on audiobook so I can listen to it in the car and stuff on my way to work. So I'll probably just be doing it both ways, but I'm super excited about it. The next 2 books that I'm hoping to get to this month are both manga, so I'm pretty confident that I can get to these. The first one that I want to get to is The Girl from the Other Side by Nagabe, and literally just look at that cover. We've got a big creepy demon and this adorable little girl just like chilling, walking through the woods. That looks amazing to me. So basically this is about our demon and our little girl, and somehow they're able to cross into one or the other's world and they become friends. That's all I know about it because literally I was sold on this by the cover. That looks amazing to me. I do know that there is more books in this series, so I'm hoping that I really enjoy it and then I'll get to pick up the rest of the series. So that is the next one, and it's pretty thin. I'll definitely be able to get to that this month. So that's the next one. And then the last book that I'm trying to get to in March is another manga. It is Romina by Junji Ito. This is about a scientist who discovers an unknown planet coming out of a wormhole. He discovered it, so he has decided to name this planet after his daughter Romina. And then things start to go awry, as they do in horror, and the other people in this city or country begin to blame all the bad happenings on Romina, his daughter. Again, I didn't want to read too much about it because I like to go into things mostly blind if I can, but I always love Junji Ito's work, and I am sure this is going to be a disgusting and terrifying good read, so I am very excited about this one as well. So that is all that I have for my March update and TBR. Let me know if you guys have read any of these or if you have any recommendations similar to these, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.